Hello and welcome to Kev's English Podcast, Real English every week with your host Kev Dean.
Hello, it's Kevin here. Time for a new episode. It's been a month now, long time, but I've been busy as always with lessons on iTalki and working on my new YouTube channel and the podcast. So there's a few things I want to talk about, and then I want to mention some specific things about the IELTS for speaking, and I'll explain why in a moment. So if you listen very carefully, you can maybe hear birds tweeting, as always, outside my office window. I've got a window open. It's just after 7 on Saturday morning. Oh dear. So first things first, the Kev'sEnglishPodcast.com is now rebranded the EnglishNative.com. I was using Chat GPT, and I asked it, I said, is it a good idea to rebrand all my stuff? The YouTube, where I've got all these free videos for writing for OET and IELTS, and this podcasting site, formerly called Kev'sEnglishPodcast.com, and it said, you need to rebrand all these. So I've changed my LinkedIn headline and profile. I'm working on that. So I've been working on the Kev's English Native, which was formerly Kev's English Podcast. I had to work out a few different things, how to get the episode on the front page and all this kind of stuff, which I'm not an IT guy, so it took a while to sort that crap out. But I think it's a work in progress, I should say, work in progress. So the YouTube channel is coming along. I've got some new artwork there. I've got to change a few things. The EnglishNative.com, that's coming along too. I'm making changes every day, artwork, text, search engine optimized, and so on. Change my LinkedIn profile, also search engine optimized. And I even opened an account on Instagram, the English Native. I haven't posted that yet because I don't know how it works, but still. So anyway, the English Native, that's going to be my brand, as it were. Okay, across videos, podcasting, Instagram. So I'm quite pleased with how things are coming along. It takes a bit of time. Now, for my students in China, of whom I have many, one problem is they can't see my videos on YouTube, and they can't hear my podcast because it's hosted on Spotify. So I'm trying to work out a way that I can make my materials available. So I might open an account on Bilibili, Xiaohongshu, and post some stuff on there. I'll get somebody in China to help me. So I'm hoping to see about that this coming week, because I've got lessons this morning and tomorrow, and all my other stuff to be getting on with. So we'll see. Anyway, that's just to keep you informed about what is going to be going on in the future. So the podcast will continue. I've just changed the name. It's still hosted on Spotify. I'm going to definitely try and make an episode a week now, maybe more. I've been a little bit lax. It's been a month now. I didn't realise it was a month, but as I say, busy with other things. So I'm definitely going to try and get that underway, an episode a week. Now, something more specific. Somebody was posting about me on Xiaohongshu, which for those of you who are not in China, it's a Chinese version of Instagram thing, right? So as a consequence, this week I'm completely booked out with Chinese, the entire week. All Chinese students, all of them taking IELTS, every one of them. I had about seven new students, and they all booked multiple sessions. So my entire week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I've got some today and tomorrow booked up, which is good for me, not so good for my other students because they couldn't get any time slots. So that's a tip. If you do want to book some sessions with me on iTalki, best to book at least a week in advance. You can't wait till the day before. That will not work. Okay, I've got demand. So now, one thing I noticed in this last week, and I'm only going to talk about students in China because that's all that I've had this past week. They've all been contacting me, and they say, Kev, my writing and speaking scores are low, 6, 5.5 or 6, right? Every one of them, about 5 or 6 or 7, all girls, which is kind of strange. I don't know why the guys don't want to contact me, but anyway, all girls, all undergrads or postgrads, and they're all getting 6. In some cases, they've taken IELTS 4. I think one took it 5 times, one took it 4 times, maybe 3 times, 4 times, and they keep getting the same score every time. Now, I've got lots of experience with students in China. I used to live in Beijing a long time ago, so I do have some understanding of what the problems are. So I'm going to break it down and give you some ideas about how you can get over this. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing is mistake or thing that they should do but they don't do. They don't say enough. So if they do the same with me in the exam, that's one reason why they get 6. So I ask them a question. Are you working? Are you a student? And they say, I'm a student. 3 words. Why are you taking IELTS? To study abroad. Another 3 words. What is your subject? Accounting, law, physics. So that's a total of 7 words in answer to 3 questions. I think you can maybe see the problem here. Okay. Now, the fluency and coherence criteria is clear. You have to speak at length or be willing to speak at length to at least get 6. If you want more, you've got to say more. Okay, so that's the first thing. People keep thinking that, IELTS is an information gathering exercise, and it's not. What the examiners, we, other teachers, want to find out is, can you communicate in English naturally? Yes or no? And that's it. We're not interested in anything else. There's no correct answers. There's no incorrect answer. Just talk about the topic, answer the question naturally, explain, and don't just simply say, I want to study abroad, 3, 4, 5 words. That's not enough. Do that in the test, you're guaranteed a low score. The second thing is vocabulary. The criteria also says you must paraphrase effectively, or at least attempt it. So for example, right, so one of my students sent me the latest questions. Like on the internet in China, people collect our latest questions and this current season's kind of topics, all that kind of crap, right? Anyway, so I'm asking those. One of them was chocolate. So I said, okay, chocolate. Do you like chocolate? Yes, chocolate. I like chocolate. Chocolate is good. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. I said, well, yeah, but is it like milk chocolate? Is it dark chocolate? Is it chocolate bar? Is it a box of chocolates? Is it a Twix? Is it a Snickers? Is it a Dove? Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Okay. Next topic is flowers. Do you like flowers? I like flowers. Flowers are good. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, 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 flowers. I think you can get the point. So I said, yeah, but is it tulips? Is it roses? Is it daffodils? Is it chrysanthemums? Is it orchids? Is it a bunch? Is it a bouquet? Yeah? I think you can see my point there. We're not paraphrasing. We're simply using the same language again, 8 or 9 times. Another one. We're talking about social media in China, right? You know, so one of the questions is, how often do you use social media or whatever, right? Social media. I use social media, but social media and social media. Oh, dear me. So I said, well, you know, I mean, like, is it, for me, is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it Twitter? For you, is it Bilibili? Is it Xiaohongshu? Is it what's your Chinese TikTok? Is it Douyin or Douyin? I don't know. I can't remember. But what are you talking about? Social media. Ad infinitum. So that's two of the things, right? One, they don't say enough. So you should answer the question, explain, and give an example. So say they ask you, are you working or are you a student? You say, actually, I'm currently a student. I've just graduated with bachelor's degree in law. And actually, one reason I'm taking it out is because I want to go to university in the UK. Maybe Manchester, maybe UCL. I want to do an LLM, a master's in law, because I'm really into law and I'm hoping to make it my career in future. Now, that's better than just saying, my subject is law. 4 words, yeah? The second thing, as I said, flowers. I'm not so big a fan of flowers. I mean, it would be nice to have some plants and flowers in the house, like maybe a cactus or some maybe a small rose bush, maybe. But I'm not a big fan. I mean, if I was giving some to a girlfriend, say, I'd probably get her probably roses, maybe red. Maybe I get a bunch of red roses, maybe mix them with like white or tulips. That's a popular flower here, you know. So again, you need to expand a bit. Or chocolate. I don't eat chocolate really because it puts on, you know, kind of weight. But on those occasions, I always get milk because I don't like dark chocolate or that really bittery cocoa-y stuff. That's just too much. I always get milk chocolate. There's a particular brand that I get at my supermarket. It's the Lidl brand, and it's like little individually wrapped chocolate balls in foil, you know, so it kind of looks like a present. Anyway, you know what I mean? So you answer the question, explain a bit, and give an example. Okay, so something else I've noticed also, not in the speaking, but in the writing section, though it's connected, of course, it's the same kind of thing. Vocabulary, or rather, I should say, a lack of it. So I've had a few students send me their essays. I've looked at writing task 1 and 2, and until I pointed this out, they weren't aware of it. So somebody sent me an essay, for example, and the topic was these artificial intelligence driverless cars. Yeah, you know, and it's like, do you think that driverless cars will take over in the future, or something similar, right? Anyway, in the essay, driverless cars, driverless cars, driverless cars, driverless cars, blah, 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 about 10 times in the essay. And when I highlighted this and showed her it, I says, can you see what something here? And she said, oh. So, if you can't think of synonyms, so, it's like, it could be self-driving cars, it could be automated vehicle, so instead of cars, vehicles, transportation, self-driving cars, robot-driven vehicles, AI-controlled transport, or whatever. There's all these different ways that you can paraphrase it, or synonym, or use a pronoun. These type of vehicles, that kind of car, etc. So there's a load of different ways you can do this. I mean, if you can see my channel on YouTube, I've got, I've got about 4 videos where I talk about how you can paraphrase. And actually, maybe I'll make another one this coming week on that subject. In fact, I'll make a note of that. So, I mean, there's some more things, but I'm not going to be talking for hours and hours today. I always aim to keep my episodes less than 30 minutes. Some guys have episodes for an hour and a half, or 2 hours. Who wants to listen to that? And who's got time? I don't. So my episodes are going to be, maybe 20-ish minutes, and that's enough. That's enough, yeah? Anyway, so back to the IELTS. Let me think. So what other problems? So not saying enough, not giving... Right. So as I was explaining, right, the examiner can only assess you on what you say. What a surprise, right? So if you don't say enough, they've got their criteria. There's nothing they can do. The criteria says you've got to say this to get this. So if you're not saying enough, that's why it's a 6. And also the criteria for the Lexis, it says, if you don't even attempt to paraphrase, that's a 6. Yeah, so, this is something else you have to consider. Let me see, what else? What other things do candidates do? Yes. Speaking unnaturally. Now, this is something that is pretty big. So now, all the examiners will tell you that the IELTS is meant to be an informal discussion, a conversation, in other words. It's not a police interrogation, all right? It's just meant to be you and the examiner just having a friendly, informal chat. Right. So my key tip, as I keep explaining, is what you need is to think, right, imagine you're talking to a friend in Chinese. Okay, and then think, how would you answer that question? How would you naturally speak to a friend in Chinese? Then do the same in English. So for example, say we're talking about online shopping, right? So I ask them, what was the last thing you bought online? I bought a dress. Okay, I said, but if you were talking to a friend, yeah, and she said, I was just on Taobao, I got this great pair of shoes, blah, 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 blah. What's the last thing you bought, right? What would you say? Say, I got this fantastic dress on AliExpress or on Taobao or whatever. It was a bit expensive, but it's really good fit. It's like a long green dress. It's made of silky fabric, and it fits pretty well. It's a little bit tight around the hips, right? What would you say if you're talking to a friend, right? So was it expensive? Was it cheap? What's the material? What's the fabric? How does it feel? How does it fit? What color? What would you wear it with? What accessories? Actually, it really goes with my new shoes that I bought, right? What would you say if you're talking to a girlfriend about that, right? What level of detail would you use? How would you naturally talk about that? Yeah, but all I get is moreover, additionally, and furthermore, the shoes which I bought were, and it's like, oh, come on. Is that how people really speak in a natural way? I don't think so. So overly using too formal language and not going into sufficient detail, not being natural. The number one thing which examiners say, they want you to be natural. We don't want false artificial language. If you're talking to a friend, anyway, I don't know, actually, but well, maybe the thing is, that's how people talk. Yeah. There was something else. Let me think. I've had quite a lot of students this week. Yes, memorized answers. Don't do it. So I've asked some of the girls, I said, how did you prepare for your previous test? And I said, I looked for the latest questions and I prepared some answers. Well, by preparing, do you mean you thought about it and had something in mind, or do you mean you wrote something down like a script? Because if you do that, it's guaranteed 5.5, guaranteed. The examiner thinks you're using memorized answers. That's what you're going to get, guaranteed. So, anyway, I have to go. I've got to get myself ready. I've got some students coming shortly. So, just keep that in mind. So, as I said, all the links are going to be changing. The English native. It might take a week or so to get everything back into, get things sorted out. But that's what is going to be occurring there. And as I said, for the IELTS, for the speaking, just keep those things in mind. Okay, so 1, make sure that you say enough. 2, be descriptive. Don't use the same language again. 3, be natural. And 4, don't use memorized answers. Okay, hope that helps. That's just over 20 minutes. That will do for today. I'll try and record another episode tomorrow. So I'll put this on my my teacher page on iTalki, and it'll also be on my Kev's English, the EnglishNative.com, as it's now called, and there'll be a transcript there. Now, even if you can't play the audio on my website, if you live in China, you should still be able to download the transcript from the EnglishNative.com, right? Because it's hosted. So even if you can play the audio on iTalki and you can download the transcript on my site. Okay? So, hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.